Hello, boys and girls. This is Amitava Bhattacharya again in front of you. You remember last class we have discussed something about ICSE letter format. Today I'm going to discuss something about one more very important aspect of grammar, and that is prepositions. Prepositions, we always call them painful prepositions. Why? Because they are really painful from a student's point of view, because just for prepositions, there is no fixed rule like I can teach you. Like I can teach you voice change, direct and indirect, there are specific rules for that. But when it comes to prepositions, I'm afraid there are no specific rules as such. And most of it you have to actually mother. Okay? So I would suggest you to practice repeatedly, okay? And then it will be there in your head, right in your head. Today I'll discuss about some very confusing prepositions, okay? Students get confused with this. For number one, it's agree. A-G-R-E-E, agree. Okay, this is the word. And we get confused about when we should use agree to and agree with. Like agree to, we use it to agree to a suggestion. Okay, we agree to a suggestion or a proposal. We agree to a suggestion or a proposal. Okay? For example, he readily, R-E-A-D-I-L-Y, agreed to my proposal. To my proposal or suggestion. I'm writing proposal over here. He readily agreed to my proposal. Now, when we write agree with, when we agree with the person, okay? Agree with, okay? We agree with a person. We agree with a person. For example, I don't agree with you. I don't agree with you in this matter. Okay? I don't agree with you in this matter. Okay? That's it. Number two. Now, the second word, okay? The second word method, it's not a verb. Okay? It's angry. We often get confused when we use angry with or when we use angry at. Okay? So I'll try to clear your confusion. For example, we use angry. This is the best word, angry. Angry with. Okay? We get angry with a person. We get angry with a person. For example, my father was angry with me for my misbehavior. My father was angry with me for my misbehavior. Okay? Or my misbehavior, right? Now, we'll see angry at. When we use angry at, we get angry at a situation. For example, my father was angry at my misconduct. Okay, so you can understand this. The first one, my father was angry with me, and second case, father was angry at the situation, and what was the situation? At my misconduct. Okay, the third word, again we get confused, is part. Okay, part. We can use part from when we are moving away from a friend. Part from when we are moving away from a person, or maybe any living thing, okay? For example, he parted from his friends. He parted from his friends with a heavy heart. So he's parting from his friend and moving away from his friend with a heavy heart, with a sad heart. Okay? Now, when we use part with, that is, when we have to give away, something, part with, when we have to give away something, a thing. It's not from a person, but a thing. For example, the old man did not want to part with his money. The old man did not want to part with his money. That's it. Now know the difference between part with and part from. Part from is from a person, and part with is when you move away or when you give away something. Okay, that's part. Now, next one I would like to tell you is run. Okay, about run. Run into. Very frequently, and one of my students making a mistake. Suppose he ran dash his teacher at the market. Okay? Many times I find my students writing, he ran behind, he ran after. You don't run after your teacher. The correct word should be ran into. And what does this ran into mean? It means to meet someone unexpectedly. You didn't expect to meet that person, okay? You didn't expect to meet your teacher, someone unexpectedly, okay? You didn't expect to meet your teacher at the market, but bad luck, you ran into your teacher, okay? Running into teacher is always a matter of bad luck, okay? Because they always have loads of complaints against you, and especially if you are with your mother or father, it's definitely your bad luck. The next one we'd like to see put off and put out. Put off. Put off. We often say off and put out. Put off. Put off. We often say put off the light or put off the fire. That's incorrect, my friends. That's incorrect. Put off means we should, just see the example, we should put off our shoes. We should put off our shoes before entering the temple. Before entering the temple. Okay? Put off your shoes or you put off your hat, anything, okay? And put out. Put out. The firemen put out the fire. Okay? So when it's fire or something, when they extinguish the fire, it's always put out the fire. And when you take off your shoes, you take off your hat, it's put off the hat. Okay? So that was the difference between put off and put out. Okay? Next one, charged and accused against students in the country. Because they both mean almost the same, okay? A complaint against you or an allegation against you. With charged, we use, let's see what we use. A man was charged dash murder. A man was charged dash murder. And here we always use with, that's the appropriate preposition for charge. Okay, that's the preposition to follow about charge. And accused, it can mean the same thing, but we use a different preposition. When we use accused, this is the word. With accused, we always use of, of. For example, the man was The man was accused of theft. Okay? So here we use of. Charged with, accused of. Okay? You can either jot this thing down in your notebook, okay, to be very useful. The next one is between and on. Between, when there are only two, when there are only, when there are only two people, okay? For example, the sweet was distributed. The sweet was distributed between the two students. It cannot be among, okay, between that two students. Okay, I apologize if my handwriting is a little illegible, okay, but you can hear my voice. So the sweet was distributed between the two students. And among, well, something is to be distributed among more than two, okay? When a thing is distributed, or anything, not only distribution, is distributed among more than two. Among more than two, I repeat, it's not only about distribution, anything, but when there are more than two people involved. For example, the sweets were distributed. The sweets were distributed among the students. Okay? The sweets were distributed among the students. Why we use among over here? Because we are not certain, we are not sure how many students. There may be more than two. The sweets were distributed among the students. So that's the difference between and among. The next point I'd like to come to is quarrel. Quarrel with and quarrel over. We quarrel over a thing, okay? For example, children often quarrel. Children often quarrel over their toy. We don't quarrel with your toy, okay? Over their toys. A toy is a non-living thing, so obviously we cannot quarrel with your toy. So children often quarrel with their toys. Okay? And when we use quarrel with, when you quarrel with a person, when we use quarrel with, I repeat, when you quarrel with a person. For example, I quarreled with my friend yesterday. I quarreled with my friend yesterday. Okay? So that's the difference between quarrel with and quarrel over. You quarrel over something and you quarrel with a person. The next point I would like to come to is discuss. I often find sentences like this. For example, let us discuss the matter. Let us discuss the matter. Dash a cup of tea. Let us discuss the matter. Dash a cup of tea. Okay? And unfortunately, many students write, let us discuss the matter with a cup of tea, which is very, very incorrect, because you cannot discuss anything with a cup of tea. You can discuss something with a person. So what should be the correct answer over here? Let us discuss the matter over a cup of tea. That's the correct answer. Let us discuss the matter over a cup of tea. Okay? I hope you got it. Okay? The next point is bound. Another thing where another place where the students often make mistakes. The ship is bound dash Australia. The ship is bound dash Australia. I find many times someone making a mistake, they're saying bound two words, okay? Bound to. The correct answer is bound for. The ship is bound for Australia. That's your correct answer, okay? So the next one I'd like to go to is sympathize. That's another word where we often make mistake. sympathize with and sympathize for. Sympathize, okay, with, okay. We sympathize with a person. For example, I do not sympathize with him. Sympathize with him because he is dishonest. So you can sympathize with a person. Okay, sympathize with. Now that's a sympathy. What we use for sympathy? Okay, sympathy. For example, I have no sympathy for dishonest people. So when it's sympathy, it should be for. I have no sympathy for dishonest people. Okay? So that is sympathy for and sympathize with. Okay? I hope it's clear. You sympathize with a person and you have sympathy for something. Okay? So the very last thing for today, I believe this is the 12th one. Afflicted. Afflicted means when you are suffering from a disease, when you are suffering from an ailment, we use the word afflicted. And what preposition goes with it? With. For example, the old man is afflicted with rheumatic pain. The old man is afflicted with rheumatic pain or incontinency, arthritis or anything. Okay? So with afflicted, we always use with. Afflicted with. Okay? So that's for the time being, my dear friends. Hope this might be helpful for you. Okay, because preposition, there are 4 marks about it. 4 marks is allotted for prepositions, okay, and very often we get them wrong or we just do guesswork. So these are some other prepositions with which we get confused. I hope it will be useful for you, and if you find it useful, please like, share and subscribe. We will keep coming with more videos like this. So please press the bell icon, keep the notification on, okay, and you will get plenty more videos like this.